Welcome, college fans. Welcome, college fans. This is Miller Entertainment, your Sunbelt king, your Sunbelt guru. I'm on a 6-1 run in the Sunbelt. I give you A-State. I give you them on the money line. Sprinkle. A-State was a 7.5-point dog, won outright on the money line Tuesday night. If you follow me and watch my show, you would have had that pick. You would have had 7.5 points in your back pocket. I give you Troy. Troy last week, outright winner on the money line. If you want your Sunbelt picks, you at the right channel. This Miller Entertainment, I am the Sunbelt king. I am the Sunbelt guru. And today I got a special guest. Special guest in the house. I got Mr. G with Mr. G Picks. We got a special show tonight. He's saying what's up to everybody on YouTube. We got a special show tonight. Tonight you're going to get bonus action. You're going to get picks from the Sunbelt. You're going to get who I'm playing personally. And you're going to get bonus picks from Mr. G Picks. He's my other partner that I work with every day. And he's going to be live on the show and give you a bonus picks from college football. May give you a little NBA action too. So you just stay tuned for Mr. G Picks. But right now, let's look at this Sunbelt. That's what I major in. That's what we're going to study. We got Southern Miss versus Louisiana. Now, Southern Miss 4-2 straight up. They 2-3 against the spread. They 3-3 if you count in the Jackson State win. Like I said, they 3-2 on the over and under. Last game pushed. They had who they had beat. And I had Southern Miss. They had South Alabama beat or somebody, and they let them come back and push. I ain't really like that on South Alabama. I ain't really like that on Southern Miss. I don't think they know how to close. Now they on the road. They was on the road last week with a 2-touchdown lead and let them come back in the game and push. And I had Southern Miss, and I gave y'all Southern Miss, and I like winners, not pushers. They going up against Louisiana, a Louisiana Raging Cajun team with a lot of fight in them. They're 2-4 straight up. They're 2-3 against the spread. And they're 3-2 on the over and under. Well, I got the notes I got on them. They covered their last 2 games as an underdog. Louisiana covered their last 2 games as an underdog. And I like Louisiana at +3 to cover. Mr. G, in that Sunbelt game, you got an opinion on it? Who you like?
You said, what game was it?
Southern Miss versus Louisiana Raging Cajun.
What's the spread on it?
Look like +3.
For Southern Miss?
Now, Southern Miss is a favorite.
Who's at the house?
Louisiana's at the house.
The game is on Saturday?
Yeah, it's Saturday. And
what's the time wave on it?
we're gonna see what wave they in.
Nah, I got it right here. 4 o'clock.
They're in the 4 o'clock wave.
So Southern Miss -3. I think I'll have to roll with Southern Miss right there.
Okay, we got a difference in opinions. I like Louisiana in that. Southern Miss, they didn't cover last time on the road, but we're going to move on. Mr. G Picks like Southern Miss. How many points you say they got? They giving up?
3.5.
-3.5.
3.5.
Give me Louisiana. Give me Louisiana on that one, +3. Next game up. We got Georgia State versus Georgia Southern. This is like the shit bowl of the Sunbelt. I ain't gonna lie. Georgia State 1-5 straight up, 1-4 against the spread, 3-2 on the over and under. Team like that I'd never bet on. Georgia Southern 2-4 straight up, 1-3-1 against the spread. I mean, they just not covering, but they 4-1 to the over and under. So now I'm not an over player. I hate to play the over, and I hate to give you the over, but this game looks like it's going over. Only game they covered was at home versus James Madison. That's Georgia State. The only game they covered was at home versus James Madison. They covered one game, Georgia State, and that was versus James Madison. And in Georgia Southern, they beat Jack State at home. The Jack State, they played last night and won as a dog. They're a pretty good team. The Georgia Southern unbeat them. They beat them at home. So, shoot, I'm looking like Georgia Southern might do something. And they came back to push. And that was the team that came back to push versus Southern Miss. So it's Georgia Southern -6.5. That's kind of a lot of points for in-state rivalry game. But like I say, I'm going to stay away from them 1-4 spreads. But I'm going to see if Mr. G P got an opinion on it. But I say I lean in over on that game. What you like, Mr. G?
Well, let's see here. Georgia Southern versus Georgia State, like you say. Both low-class teams in the Sunbelt. Like you said, it's a shit bowl. Over and under is at 60. Now, me personally, I'm an over player. That's the difference between me and him. He like unders, I like overs. I bet the hell out of overs. In-state rivalry game. Two low-class teams. Probably not going to play too much of a lick of defense on each side of the ball. I would have to roll with the over in that.
Okay, we got the same opinion. Both of us like the over in that one. Okay. Next game up. We're going to go to this one first. Troy, -6 at UL Monroe, +6. 2 p.m. start. Troy coming in 4-2 straight up. 4-1 against the spread. 2-3 to the over and under. Lost to Memphis and Clemson in cover versus Clemson. So they Troy 4-2 straight up. The two losses was to pretty good team, Memphis and Clemson, but they covered versus Clemson. So Troy, they showing me a good sign. UL Monroe +6, and 66% of the votes are going on. The picks are going on Troy right now. Just wanted to tell y'all YouTube was that, and UL Monroe, their last two games. Last game they beat A-State, and the last game they lost to Coastal Carolina on the road. They beat A-State at home, but they lost to Coastal Carolina on the road, and Coastal Carolina is not a real good team. UL Monroe, they play good at home since they beat A-State. But 4-1 against the spread, I got to roll with Troy with their defense at -6. I like Troy. Who you like, Mr. G, in that one? Troy at UL Monroe.
I was looking at that one earlier before I came over. I had to roll with you on that one. Troy -6. I think they're just a better team. Better team to me. Had to go with the better team in this situation.
Better team. We like Troy. Next game up. And this the one. We're going to split opinion on it. We already been talking about it. This is a big game in the Sunbelt. Two of the top two teams of the Sunbelt. Old Dominion +1.5 at James Madison. This is the Sunbelt game of the week. This is where one of my locks come in with MillerEntertainment.com. Emergency betting alert. Old Dominion 4-2 straight up. 3-2 against the spread. They 3-2 to the over and under. Last game they lost on the road to Marshall. Check this out. Now I'm 6-1 in the Sunbelt. And my only loss was I had Old Dominion versus Marshall. and they was on the road and they lost to Marshall. That was last week. They pretty upset about that. James Madison, on the other hand, here, they coming in at -1.5 at home. They ain't even gonna get them 3 points at home. James Madison, they 5-1 straight up. They 5-1 straight up. 3-2 against the spread. And they 0-5 on the over and under. So all the James Madison games have went under. James Madison haven't covered in 3 games. I'm tell you that. As a favorite, they haven't covered in the last 3 games. Last cover was versus Coastal Carolina. And they supposed to cover and win versus Coastal Carolina. My Sunbelt pick of the week, Mill Entertainment, we rolling with Old Dominion to knock them off on the road with that +1.5. Put that in your back pocket. Old Dominion. Who you like, Mr. G?
Now, depending on the book that you got, I'm looking at +1 right now. So it's +1 for James Madison. Old Dominion -1 on the road.
Mm-hmm. It already done switched to the favorite.
Me personally, I think James Madison got something to prove here.
Okay.
At the house, at home, like you say, Sunbelt teams at home. Crowd get behind them. It's gonna be a slugfest. So I think James Madison can pull it out.
Okay. He like James Madison. Spread us switch to James Madison +1.5 at +1 at home. I'm gonna go with Old Dominion. -1 on the road. Sunbelt pick of the week. Next up, it's 6 games in the Sunbelt this week. We're going to cover them all. I'm going to give you my best bets. And we got a bonus action tonight from Mr. G Picks. So y'all stay tuned and get ready for more college action. Coastal Carolina +10 at App State. Coastal Carolina coming in 3-3 straight up. 2-3 against the spread. 3-2 on the over and under. Covered 2 times in the last 3 games. Coastal Carolina. They covered 2 times in the last 3 games. App State, on the other hand, they 4-2 straight up. 3-2 against the spread. 3-2 on the over and under. Covered the last 2 games as a favorite. App State, as a favorite, the last 2 games they're covered. Now they're -10 versus a Coastal Carolina team who haven't had McCall in 3 years. I'm going to go with App State. MillEntertainment.com. We're going with App State -10. They should blow Coastal at home. Who you like, Mr. G Picks?
I would have to roll. I got to roll with App State -10 here. In the Sun Belt, this is what I would say. I would say this would be my top pick of the Sun Belt. I like App State -10. Coastal Carolina ain't been the same. You know, they're not really the same. They kind of did. They got. This is a down year for them. I think I can see App State getting them by 2 touchdowns. That's what I can see. I can see App State getting them by 2 touchdowns. So I got to roll with App State -10.
App State -10. Mill Entertainment, I like App State -10. We agree with that. So go with App State at home. That's a lock. Next up, Texas State -3 at Marshall. My Sunbelt pick of the week. I like a home underdog. Here we go. Texas State -3. 3-3 straight up. 2-3 against the spread. 3-2 on the over and under. Lost last 2 games. Lost last 2 in a row. I picked to win. The last 2 games in a row, Texas State have been picked to win and they lost. Oh, they picked to win again. The books really like them. I've been riding against them ever since the A-State win. Marshall, on the other hand, 3-3 straight up, 3-2 against the spread, 4-1 on the over and under. Marshall games go over. Texas State 3-2 to the over and under. Them games go over. This might be another over game, but I ain't gonna recommend no overs. I ain't betting no overs. Marshall, they the team that beat Old Dominion, the number one team in the Sunbelt. They beat them at home as an underdog. Marshall plays good at home. Marshall lost 22 players, the head coach and the whole coaching staff to Southern Miss. But they 3-2 against the spread. 3-3 straight up. Give me Sunbelt pick of the week. Marshall +3 at home. Who you like, Mr. G Picks?
In that game right there, I would have to roll with you right there. I like that home dog there, Marshall +3 or +3.5. You got to buy the hook, by the hook. That's what I would say. But I like Marshall right there.
Marshall, there you go. We like Marshall. So I'm going to go to my best bets. My best bets in this 6 Sunbelt games, man. I'm going to give y'all Old Dominion on the road. I'm going to give y'all Marshall at home. Mill Entertainment, those are locks. Mr. G Pick, he got his best bets.
Best bet in the Sunbelt would have to be App State -10. That'd be the only one. That's the only one I really would get out. Yeah,
He got App State. So we got 3 best bets. App State, -10. Old Dominion, -1.5. And we got Marshall, +3. Sprinkle on the money with Marshall. Okay. Up next, I told you it was going to be a bonus. That's the Sunbelt Picks. You got 3 locks. You got guaranteed winners on MillerEntertainment.com. And now we're going to give you a bonus with Mr. G Picks. I don't know what he got for you. He might have NBA preseason. He might have some college. I think he got some more college. Because we're going to beat the books at Saracen Saturday. Who you got, Mr. G Picks, for the bonus show? Put on the bonus show.
Let's see. So for that morning wave, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever it might be for you in this time zone where we at in the state of Arkansas, it's gonna be 11 o'clock a.m. for us. I'm rolling with Georgia Tech +1.5 against Duke. So they got Duke -1.5 at home. Unless there's something that I'm missing that I'm not seeing, unless somebody's hurt for Georgia Tech, I would have to go with Georgia Tech +1.5. To me, Georgia Tech is a better team. Got better cohesion, better quarterback, better running game, better defense. I like Georgia Tech at Duke +1.5. That's at 11 a.m. Who you like in that game, Love? Who you got opinion in that game?
I'm rolling with Georgia Tech too, +1.5.
All right. And then let's see if we scroll on down here. Got a couple more I was looking at. Let's see. All right, so right here, in that 2:30, 3 o'clock wave, that mid wave, just put it like that mid wave of the day. ULMV at Boise. Boise is favored by 12.5 at home. The over and under is 62.5. ULMV is 6-0 straight up. Boise is 4-2 straight up. A lot of people would say ULMV didn't play the cupcake schedule. We know Boise didn't play a few top tier teams. They played Notre Dame. What's another big team they played so far?
They played South Florida and got beat. I know that.
South Florida, South Florida's on the up and up. So yeah, we can put South Florida as a top team right now. So in that case right there, far as the side go, I like ULMV +12.5. I'm rolling with ULMV +12.5 for the side. I'll put it like that. I'm gonna say I lean ULMV +12.5 for the side though. Now, I believe it's going to be points, fast pace in this game. My bet for this game will really be the over 62.5. I think they're gonna get there. I believe this game will be up in the upper echelons around 70. Total points to be scored probably be 70. Love, you got any opinions on that game?
Nah, I pass on it.
All right, I got one more in that wave I want to talk about. We got Texas Tech, and then we got Arizona State. Arizona State is at home. They 4-2 straight up. Texas Tech 6-0 straight up. Texas Tech -7.5. So Arizona State is getting 7.5. To me, Texas Tech is just a better team. I expect for Texas Tech to lay it on Arizona State. I like Texas Tech -8.
Yeah, I like Texas
-7.5.
Tech too now. I like Texas Tech now. Texas Tech paying them boys good money, and them boys looking at the spread and covering it for them, boy.
All right. Moving on down. All right, so here we go. Late wave, 6 o'clock. Well, 6 o'clock wave. Put it like that. 6 o'clock wave, whatever time zone it might be for you, but for us, it's 6 o'clock wave. We got Maryland at UCLA. UCLA is -3, so that means Maryland is getting 3 +3. UCLA 2-4 on the season straight up. Maryland 4-2 on the season straight up. UCLA is coming off 2 good underdog wins. One big underdog win over Penn State. That's one reason why what's his name? James Franklin. There's one reason why he got the boot. Then they're coming off the other underdog win versus Michigan State. But when you have a team that started off so rocky as UCLA, and then they come off 2 big underdog wins like that, and now they are priced as the favorite, I tend to like to run the other way. I'm taking Maryland +3 or +3 and a hook, whichever one it may be. I'm liking Maryland in that situation. I'm a fade UCLA off coming off both of those big time wins. Love, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, that's I like that. I like Maryland because I don't believe in that quarterback down there at UCLA. He who ain't gonna be at next year for another $4 million. I like Maryland and that freshman quarterback with the +3 in my pocket.
All right, I got one more for y'all guys. One more. That I really was just talking about in deep thought, that I might just throw a couple names out there. All right, so at 6:30, USC at Notre Dame. So they got Notre Dame. They're giving Notre Dame 9.5. So they got Notre Dame -9.5. Notre Dame number 13. USC number 20. USC is 5-1 straight up for the season. Notre Dame 4-2 straight up for the season. Far as the side go, I'm not even gonna talk about the side on that one. So I got a total in this one. So over and under sitting at 61.5. USC does not have a great defense. Has not had a good defense in the last 2-3 years. So I really feel like Notre Dame can get their run game off. You know, I think they can run all up and down the field on USC however they want to with Jeremiah Love and the other running back. I forget his name, but number 24. Now USC, the way they're going to try to beat you, they're going to try to outscore you. So I believe it's going to be points in this game here. So I'm liking the over.
Mr. G, the over king. He gave y'all 2 overs. He gave y'all 2 leans. He gave y'all 4 locks. Now listen to his leans.
All right, so a couple leans here. We're gonna go Bama -8.5. I think they didn't turn it up for the season. I think they might go in there and Peter Road, Tennessee, and then another lean that I got here is going to be. We're gonna go with. I just feel like Georgia is just gonna still be a little bit too much for Ole Miss. Even though Ole Miss is number 5, Georgia's number 9. I just don't think. What's his name? Steve? That's old boy from Texas. What's his name at Ole Miss? What's
Clifton, Lane
Clifton. I just don't. I mean, It's just certain teams he just cannot beat. And I just don't think they're going to be able to hang with Georgia. So I lean Georgia minus 7.5. And another lean for you right here. To me, I feel like they're going to, you got UTSA at North Texas. North Texas minus 4. I think North Texas is going to run off on UTSA. I mean, you only covering 4. It looks a little funny, but I know it's in state. Don't get me wrong, but I think North Texas will run off on them. So I'm leaning North Texas minus the 4. And that's all I got right
That's
there.
a good lean. You heard it here first on MillerEntertainment.com. See you at the Wonder Saracen Casino. You heard the likes, the leans, the overs. Let's go, Marshall. See you next week.